Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love.
Listen up, Autothots and Simple Clowns. You are listening to Prime Cuts, a non-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Mara.
I'm your other host, Audrey.
And folks, they've finally done it. Tesla has built a robot. Optimus is here.
This is my joke. No. You can't steal my valor. Stolen valor.
Look, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not stealing anything. I'm simply taking
a page out of Musk's book.
That's right.
Yeah, I will say I do think there's a little bit of Apollo hitting the Hasbro team with the dodgeball of prophecy in our first episode here.
We watched 2 episodes this week, but it's really more like 1.5. We watched Nemesis Prime.
1 1/3, maybe.
Yeah, 1 1/3 is actually probably more accurate. Nemesis Prime and Grill, which are it's sort of weird because like Grill is functionally an extension of Nemesis Prime with a clip show attached to it. Yeah, it's like
a 20-minute long epilogue.
Yeah.
Which they couldn't actually do, so they had to make it a clip show. But it is a 20-minute long epilogue to Nemesis.
Now, I do believe this... Well, we'll get to it when we actually talk about it, but I think this is our first encounter with a clip show. Maybe there was something like that in Armada, but I don't think I remember. I think there's like maybe 1 clip show in Armada.
I think there maybe was 1 in Armada, but you would know better than me. I think you have a much better memory for that show than I do.
But this is kind of our first proper
You would think there'd be 1 in Energon, but no, that was 56 episodes of Raw Bad.
Well, what would they have to recap? Nothing happened in the show,
That's
so
true.
you can't.
It's true. You can't recap. It's like dividing by 0.
It's like here's what's happened so far. We've run around in space doing fuck all.
Parental neglect.
Yeah, that's basically it. But before we get to Grill, we can talk about the more substantial episode, Season 2, Episode 8, Nemesis Prime. And, that name might ring a few bells in the past. This is the classic evil Optimus concept brought back and sort of made fresh for Transformers Prime. And this episode starts off with Agent Fowler getting a surprise starring role in the remake of Duel, the movie about the evil like semi-truck trying to run somebody off the road.
Yeah, I feel like this is a trope that is used. Maybe not the semi-truck specifically, but autonomous. Yeah. Christine, like...
Yeah.
But
the truck
evil autonomous cars run people off the roads all the time, is all I'm saying.
The truck specifically reminded me a lot of Duel.
Fucking Waylo.
Yeah.
Speaking of the dodgeball of prophecy.
Yes. And, he notices a few weird things about this big-ass truck that is trying to murder him. Notably that it has an Autobot insignia on its grill, and it happens to look a lot like Optimus Prime. And so...
I do really like his line here as he sees the Autobot insignia. Because he's like, Optimus, and then he goes, Prime, have you flipped your metal wig? Really good line from him. And I will say, we talk about the voice cast a lot. Ernie Hudson was at the top of his game in this episode.
He's so good as Fowler.
He's so good in general, but really, it's nice to have these Agent Fowler focused episodes to really see him do his thing.
Yeah, for sure. So of course, the first thing he does is that he calls the auto base. Because he is apparently being chased by Optimus Prime, who has gone crazy and is trying to kill him. I like that we, come in on the auto base while everyone's having, an RC car race.
Yes, as in the letters R and C,
Yeah.
not RC, the character,
Who
who's
is-
named after the letters
Who
R
is
and
watching.
C.
She is watching the race. And
She,
she's,
no, I know, yes, but
She's-
she is not participating in the race.
No, she is. It's the humans racing around remote control cars. Raph is kicking everyone's ass.
Raph is washing them.
It's crazy.
I can't remember, what is the verb that Miko actually uses? Because it's something like washing, but like that's way too modern for the show, but it's
Yeah.
something along those lines.
I should have wrote that down. There was another really funny Miko moment later in this episode that I noted down. But yeah, so Fowler calls them and he's like, "Hey, can I talk to Prime?" And Ratchet says, "No, well, he's not here right now." And Fowler says, "Yeah, it's because he's trying to kill me."
And Ratchet goes, "No, that's crazy." And he's like, "Well, someone's trying to kill me, so you want to help out?"
It sure looks like a lot like Optimus, although
It sure looks a lot like Optimus, and I'm going to die either way, so...
So the Autobots head out, and yeah, by all accounts, it sure does look like Optimus. The truck almost rams Fowler off a bridge.
Into, a ravine.
Yeah.
Bumblebee manages to catch the car at the last moment.
And then the bumper pulls off, so Bulkhead has to jump down there and catch it. RC, meanwhile, pursues the imposter to a nearby gas station.
So she at first is like, "No, that's not Optimus. There's no way." And the imposter, runs off and she goes, "Primes don't run."
Mm-hmm.
Then she also gets, attempted murdered
She
by
gets
this guy.
Fucking
And she's like,
pancaked.
yeah, and she's like, "Well, I am revising my perspective."
It sure did look like Optimus. It
Sure did look like Optimus tried to off me.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, she's looking around. You just see the truck bearing down on her, laying on its horn, and then she wakes up in the med bay.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, some of the terminology that's used in this episode. I can't tell if it's because there's words they're not allowed to say because it's a kid show. But Fowler and RC both go, "He tried to off me."
Yeah. Fowler says he's trying to bump me off. All euphemisms for murder.
But not even weird euphemisms for it. Just he's trying to off me, which is very clearly murder in any circle. It's interesting. I do like it though. I like the term offing someone.
The classic kids show one, which shows up a lot in the original Teen Titans shows, destroying someone's I'm going to destroy you.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, but that's different than offing someone is mobster speak for murder.
Yeah, I'm saying they're using euphemisms that make more sense while still not actually saying the K word. And
again, I think, as I said, offing is my favorite verb for killing someone. It's just fun. It's got that little gangster kick to it that I really enjoy.
Optimus tried to whack me.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to whack me.
So this is when Ratchet looks at where Optimus has been and is like, "Oh, he's coming home right now," because they haven't been able to get in touch with him. So he shows up, and I love the way the camera frames him as a thread. It is really low and kind of cuts his head off in the framing, and he slowly walks up, and then he just looks around and says, "Is everything okay? The vibes are really weird in here."
Yeah, and so they're like, "Hey!" RC's like, "Hey, just wondering, you were away and we couldn't reach you. What's up with that?" He was like, "I was out of signal range." And they go, "Mm-hmm." And he
he reaches for something.
Yeah, he reaches into subspace or whatever, and RC and Bulkhead, it's on site, their guns are out, pointed at him, and he's like, "What?" And reveals a chunk of energon. He was in a cave getting energon.
And so he's like,
"What's
okay,
going on here?"
Yeah, can you guys tell me why you're so afraid? And they explain. Thankfully, the period of actually suspecting Optimus is very short. This isn't fucking Prime problem.
No,
They don't have to
do
solve it by having them race.
Right, exactly. I do enjoy, so they're like theorizing before he gets back about like what could be going on. It's like, well, maybe he like lost all his memories and thinks he's a Decepticon again. And Miko, God bless her, goes, or maybe he was never good to begin with.
Yeah, nobody.
Damn, Miko. Okay.
Nobody gives that one really any attention. That theory doesn't really get much airtime. But I mean, they. So then we get the reveal while they're talking about what's happened here. We see the doppelganger rolling up through a military base, smashing shit around, transforming.
Yeah. Right before it cuts to commercial break, he transforms, turns into Optimus Prime, and he goes, "My name is Optimus Prime, and I come with this message: catch these hands."
Yeah, they just start shooting.
Yeah. And just starts wailing, and then it like cuts to the commercial break.
Yeah, we get Fowler getting a call about this, and he's like, "Well, there's a fucking Optimus Prime body double busting up a military base," and immediately everyone's like, "Okay, well, we know exactly who's behind this, right? We all know. We're all thinking it."
I mean, obviously he doesn't say this verbatim, but what Ratchet does say is so close to those crazy sons of bitches. They finally did it.
He's like, those butchers finally managed to crack the code. Is what he says.
Yeah. So, so it's Mech's autonomous robot 1.0, 2.0, whatever we want to call it at this point. And this is where I'm talking about Prime getting hit with the dodgeball prophecy, because it was this Nemesis Prime was created by an organization promising to evolve humanity through technology. It calls itself Optimus. It's a cheap knockoff of the real thing. It claims to be fully autonomous, but is actually controlled by poor day laborers. You have to laugh. They fucking invented Tesla.
To be fair, it's not controlled by poor day laborers. It's controlled by pro gaming Sylas. In his stream setup.
Wasn't it controlled by other people before he stepped in, though?
No, he was always in control of
right,
Nemesis.
never mind. But remotely controlled by so it's not autonomous or whatever. This is literally Tesla's Optimus.
Yeah. And functionally what Mech wants to do here is they basically just want to make transforming Gundams you can remotely operate. That's their plan. Is that they want a race of transforming drones, functionally, that they can, like, blow stuff up with. Yeah.
I will say this comes later on, but when Optimus eventually does fight Nemesis Prime, as you know is going to come, this isn't a spoiler or anything. Sylas taunts him by saying, "The only difference is that my body can't feel pain." And it's like, how many times do we have to teach bad guys that is a bug, not a feature?
Yeah. And obviously, while Nemesis Prime is blowing up the space, the Autobots arrive, and immediately Nemesis Prime leaves, thus leaving the Autobots holding the proverbial bag of a blown up military base.
Yep. And helicopters come in and they see Optimus and they're like, "Oh my god, he brought backup!"
Yeah, and they start firing on them, and Optimus say, "Okay, don't shoot back. We don't want any human casualties." And I just once again flash back to the incident with our C on the highway.
Nazis aren't human.
Fucking boot boys aren't human. Apparently, we learn in the next episode that a lot of these Met guys might be actively enlisted military. They're hiding under their masks.
Mm-hmm. You're killing people. No, I'm killing military.
So they have basically become persona non grata. Fowler tells them that all right, there's a standing order to attack any Autobots on site. So you should probably.
He's also I'm working on it. Okay, I'll get this sorted out. But for now, please, for the love of God, lay low.
But I was like, this changes nothing. We have to go find them.
His actual words is while unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame. Anyway.
The military order to kill us on sight changes nothing about this imposter.
I forget what exactly she says. There's a bit here where Miko is like talking about what they're gonna do. I mean, she's also the one who coins the phrase Nemesis Prime when they're talking about this drone. And she does like a big theatrical like explosion and fall over. Oh, it's because it's when they're actually like dispatching to fight to find where they are. She talks about how, you know, it's a shame it's remote controlled because if Sylas was in there piloting it, he would die if Bulkhead punches him. And she like does a whole theatrical death pose and like falls over onto the like, you know, thing they're standing on. And then she just like slowly gets back up and like leans back against the fence. And I thought that was really funny and charming. Just like the sort of lingering of like, all right, we did the bit, and then she just gets back up because, you know, she just fell over for no reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they zero in on the fact that Nemesis Prime is in fact remote controlled, much like the cars they were racing at the beginning of this episode. I just made that connection. Huh.
Yeah, much like Halo. I will say, they do like track Nemesis down, and like RC makes a comment immediately, which is really funny to me, about how empty the place is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, as opposed to the rest of Nevada that we've seen.
Yeah, the bustling streets of...
the bustling metropolises of Nevada that we've seen.
It's not like every action sequence in the show is taking place in like an abandoned quarry or desert road or like industrial park.
Yeah, no, it's the outer bits of New Vegas.
Yeah. So they talk about how they did this. They talk about like they review their intel, which, you know, interestingly enough, does not contain that they are in possession of Breakdown's corpse, which will become important later. But they do know they experimented on Breakdown. They like basically vivisected him to learn everything about Cybertronian biology. They're in possession of Starscream's TCOG because he told them about this in a couple episodes ago. So they're like, all right,
last week's.
They have reverse engineered a remote-controlled Cybertronian drone, and we have to stop that. So they head out to this abandoned, like, manufacturing plant where Mech's base is to hunt for Nemesis. And, of course, Sylas, as I mentioned, is in his sweet gamer rig controlling the robot. He mentions
it looks comfortable, but it's actually terrible for his back.
He's in one of those gamer chairs that has no lumbar support.
Yep.
It's like, I wish I just brought a normal chair. This sucks. So we get. I
have to start selling bathwater.
Oh no, Sylas bathwater. What is that guy's?
Leland Bishop bathwater.
Yeah, Leland Bishop. I would also.
Yeah, we'll get to that
next
episode.
Sylas. That's no good.
Oh, you don't like that one?
No, Leland Bishop is a rough pull if you're trying to be a supervillain.
Here's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it is at all a nod to Twin Peaks.
I don't think, maybe. I mean,
like, I don't think it's like a genuine one, but Leland is a strange name.
It's a weird pull.
What?
I said it's kind of a weird pull, yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange name. And it's one of those... There's only one well-known Leland in fiction, as far as I'm aware. And it is Leland Palmer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's probably where they were, like, trying to find a name for this guy. Like, I don't know,
exactly. I don't think it's, like... Oh, I wouldn't go so far as a reference. But, like, if you're looking for someone who's, like, sort of unambiguously evil...
I don't know. I don't think there's much crossover in the kind of evils they represent. Sylas is very.
No, I know. I mean, yes. No, you think Twin Peaks has a more nuanced main antagonist than
Evil Military Man, maybe
than Transformers Prime.
So the Autobots are here. He, of course, goes in, and we get a great scene where we have like. Nemesis Prime, who, by the way, the appearance of Nemesis Prime is kind of interesting. Most versions of Nemesis Prime are just black repaints of Optimus, usually with like teal highlights and red eyes. This version of Nemesis Prime, it's just a very faded version of Optimus. He still has the same color scheme. It's all just faded to very grayscale version of him, and he's got yellow eyes. And I also like that his movements are more noticeably more robotic than Optimus.
Yes. What I think it is trying to like present non-living metal.
Yes.
Right, like more than anything else, it's supposed to say like this is not a sentient being and does not have freedom.
This is a thing that they built out of scrap to look like Optimus.
Right, but this is a contraption. This is a device. Mm-hmm. This is a doohickey. This is not a being, and it looks like unliving metal because it is unliving metal.
And I like this first scene where he's like in the shadow of one of these big towers, and he walks up behind Bumblebee, and he just goes, "Watch out, Bumblebee. My double could be anywhere."
Yeah.
And then Bumblebee
tries to say,
he beeps the boops at him.
And he goes, "What was that?" And then goes, "Wait, it's not what you think, Rebecca."
Yeah, he just goes like, "I'm sorry, what?" And Bumblebee immediately fucking shoots
on
at
site.
him. Yeah,
on site.
Unfortunately, this Nemesis Prime doohickey, it is Optimus, so he kicks his ass really easily.
It do hit like a truck.
Yeah.
Even it gets like Bulkhead next, and like, what? Why does Bulkhead fight like a rock'em sock'em robot?
It's all he knows.
But here's the thing: it's like they are literally trading blows, and it's like, homie, you don't have to wait for him. You don't have to take a turn.
Yeah, it's just it's just a matter of habits. Yeah, Bulkhead gets taken out, RC gets taken out. While all of this is happening, Fowler is still back at base, and he has been told not to like put himself in any more danger. Nemesis already tried to kill him, but he is insistent that like, look, I'm not saying I'm going to try and fight the big robot. What I'm saying is the big robot is controlled by a guy, and I can fight a guy. So Ratchet,
like, I was like special forces.
Yeah.
Once.
So Ratchet ground bridges him in for some tactical espionage action, while Optimus and Nemesis Prime duke it out. And Sylas
it's a
taunts him.
real Metal Gear Solid situation.
Yeah, and I do like. I mean, Nemesis gets him. That line about your body can feel pain, but mine can't. That immediately precedes Optimus getting stabbed in the fucking kidneys.
Actually, it immediately comes after it.
That's right. Because he stabs him and Optimus groans and he says, this body can't feel pain.
Yeah. I mean, really, he gets shanked.
Yeah, he gets shanked.
That's really what it is.
And, Sylas has all this fancy, control stuff. He can read all this stuff. He's winning basically. Which is when Fowler pops into the base and they have their little attack. This is where we learn for sure that Sylas used to be a special forces guy.
Because they're trading like Sylas is like kind of out of shape for a special agent, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like
and Fowler's like, hey, I can still beat ass if I need to. And Sylas is like, can you beat Special Forces ass that actually still goes to the gym?
Yeah, and as Fowler says, Army Ranger, because they're saying where they were trained.
Yeah.
And Fowler's like, I may be out of shape, but I don't need to beat you. I just need to buy some time. And after he knocks him out, Sylas realizes he has made a grave mistake. He forgot to pause his game, and Optimus is about to wreck his shit.
Now, the second mistake is that Sylas has planned this ambush directly on top of the secret headquarters in which he is operating.
A little bit foolish, because when Optimus knocks Nemesis Prime down, it falls through the roof of this big, like, whatever industrial building they're in.
It's a bunker.
Yeah, and it just falls directly onto Sylas and crushes him, presumably to death.
That's crazy. I guess we'll never see Sylas again.
Yeah, so, the day is seemingly saved. Nemesis Prime is deactivated. Mech has been scattered to the winds. Their leader has seemingly been killed. But when they're back at base, Fowler gives Prime the bad news. They took the army came in, took the drone out, removed all the wreckage, and they found zero trace of Sylas anywhere. So he could still be out there, and we get our little like stinger here at the very end where we see Sylas in a mech med bay. He's in a bad way. The medic, the doctor from earlier, the one who
I need to know more about this guy.
This guy is a brilliant.
This guy is a sicko in a delightful way.
Yeah, I need a spin-off about this guy. Give me a spin-off novella
At least
about
the name.
The mech surgeon. And he's like, all right, well, all of his organs have received catastrophic damage. It's looking bad, but he is fun. If we were limited to only what does he say? Conventional medicine.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
mech is anything but conventional.
And the camera pans up, and we see strapped to the wall is Breakdown's corpse.
Close enough. Welcome back, Autobot Spike.
So we'll see where that goes. But for now, that is the end of Nemesis Prime. This is like kind of the culmination of the big mech storyline. This is what they've been building towards, right? And it seems as though for now he has been defeated. Maybe.
I think we should crush Elon Musk and see if he does any better in a robot body.
I agree. Anyway. Let's
parody in Minecraft, etc.
Let's talk about Grill. And now I'm going to warn everyone, this episode is going to be a lot shorter than most because, as I said, Grill is a clip show, and I think this episode fills two functions, right? Or three, actually. One,
it's a coda to the last episode.
Yeah, it's a continuation and like a basically a finish to all of the tensions that Fowler and upper management were having in the last episode. Two, it is a catch-up point for people who are just tuning in, I think. It's like, hey, do you have any audience members who just started watching? Here's like what's been going on.
Yeah.
Here's all of the Autobots. Here's all of the Decepticons. Here's the big major plot arcs. And third, and of course the most pertinent thing, clip shows save a lot of money. And when you're making a big CGI cartoon like this in 2010, it's expensive. And especially in a season where you're introducing a bunch of new characters, like Dreadwing and all that, you're going to want to save some dough when you have the chance.
It's also not just a matter, I think, of money, but also time.
Yes.
Right? Like, if you have an order for a 24-episode season, or whatever it is, and a specific amount of time, and again, as Mara just said, you're doing this in 2011.
Yeah.
And doing a full CGI show in that, it's just like, it's a lot of time. And like being able to take basically one of those episodes off your plate and use that to dedicate that time to dedicate to everything else you have to do, it's like a huge thing.
Especially because as you'll see, Prime Season 2 actually has some pretty like ambitious stuff it's gonna do in terms of pacing and like simultaneous events and all that. So they want to make sure they have the budget for when they need it. And this is one of two clip shows in this season. There's one here, and then there's one right before the very end. So I think that tells you, like, where they need to allocate their resources.
I mean, I actually kind of forgive the one right before the very end a little more, just because I think, like, if you're going to do a clip show, that's the best time to do it. But that's just my little onion.
It also has one of the best Starscream GIFs of all time in it. So there is that. But anyway, the basic setup for this episode, which is called Grill, is that Fowler is being interviewed by his superior, General Bryce. He's being grilled about everything. Basically, the general's like, hey, we have Optimus Prime's corpse in storage, seemingly. And also, he attacked a military base and identified himself as Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. What the hell is going on? And Fowler has to
catch these hands and open fire.
Yeah. And Fowler has to convince him that 1, Optimus is alive, 2, Optimus is not evil, and 3, Team Prime should continue getting funding. He also has to hide the fact that there are 3 teenagers who are living on the base.
To be fair, he did not have to hide this fact at the beginning of the episode, because it wasn't even on the table at the beginning of the episode.
He accidentally let that they had some extra hands, and he had to invent like a backstory about how they're specialized civilian experts who help like advise on things. And I think he did a very good job of lying to your boss, which is a really important skill to have in almost any field.
The layout of this clip show is a little weird as clip shows go, because it does not actually go in chronological order.
No.
It jumps around between the entirety of the series that we've seen up to this point, and is grouped more by by theme than chronological narrative, which is a little interesting for clip shows.
Tell me about the auto. Tell me the members of Team Prime. Why hasn't Megatron been dealt with yet? Who are the Decepticons? Why do they have so much dissent in their ranks? All this stuff. So yeah, this entire episode takes place in a very dark room with 3 character models. So once again, we're saving budget. But an interesting thing about this episode is the person who voices General Bryce, the guy grilling Fowler here. And it continues on with a trend of really surprising casting, just fairly big name guys showing up in Transformers Prime, because General Bryce.
Oh, he only won 1 Oscar.
He's only been in scrolls down his IMDb page. A lot of movies. It's Robert Forster.
But only 1 Oscar, and it was for supporting actors, and it barely even counts.
Oh, who cares about that? I could dig in my closet and find a supporting actor Oscar somewhere in there.
Who can't?
It's Robert Forster, beloved late character actor. I most recently saw him in Breaking Bad, where he plays Ed Galbraith. He's also in the 3rd season of Twin Peaks. He's in a lot of stuff. And I immediately was like, wait a minute, where have I heard that voice recently? When Bryce started talking. Yeah. It's just crazy that they got him to voice this guy. I mean, it's 1 episode, but it's just I don't know, it's cool. Between him and Tony Todd voicing Dreadwing and all this other stuff. We'll have future fairly big names show up. But yeah. Cool.
To me, Gina Torres is still one of the biggest gets of the show.
As a series. Not a
Gina
series
Torres
regular,
is a pretty big name.
Yeah.
And the fact that they got her to play a pretty significant character is crazy.
Yeah, not a regular, but a supporting, a recurring character.
Yeah, definitely, and significantly recurring.
Yeah, she shows up quite a bit. She shows up for at least 10 episodes, I think, over the course of this thing. So, yeah, I mean, basically the basic gist is that Bryce talks to him about stuff. We get our a unicorn joke, which
Okay, so this is my favorite and again, Ernie Hudson at his best here. They're talking about everything, and it switch open over at some point. He's like, okay, so the guys on top want to know why this world-threatening threat of Megatron has not been dealt with yet. And Fowler's basically listen, Megatron's the bitch that won't die. We've tried.
He's died 3 times.
He literally says Megatron has 9 lives. There was one time when we were actually able to kill him, and we needed him alive because there was a worse threat. And General Bryce is like, what was the worst threat? And Fowler goes, would you believe me if I told you that everything that science taught us about the Earth's core was wrong, and that it was actually the alien devil named Unicron?
Yeah,
And Bryce goes, I need to stop this interview right now.
Yeah, you need to go in for a psych evaluation.
Yeah, we cannot continue until you have a full psych evaluation. And Fowler just goes, seriously?
Yeah, and he's like, why? And Bryce says, well, you just told me that you needed Megatron's help to stop a unicorn. And
a magical horse.
And Fowler just goes, what? That's what you heard?
That's what you got from that?
I said Unicron. Strike this from the record. We don't forget about that. It's not important.
This is stupid. Strike all of this.
Yeah, very good. So ultimately, this all ends up with Bryce saying, like, well, you've said a lot of shit, and I can't prove any of it. Yes?
Actually, before that, so this is also him talking about why Megatron is still alive, also transitions to him talking about the rest of the Decepticons.
Yes.
And so they're like, okay, tell me about Starscream. Why is he still alive? And, like, Fowler's assessment of Starscream is basically, Starscream is one of the most pathetic people I've ever met. Unfortunately, this does make him crazy dangerous.
Yeah, he's like, he's been very useful to us. He's great at self-preservation. And honestly, it would just kind of feel bad to kill him at this point.
Yeah, but also, he might be more dangerous than Megatron because he's such a wild card. And no one can figure that guy out because he's his own worst enemy.
It talks about arachnid.
Whatever you think would be the right move for him to make, he does the opposite of.
Yeah, he talks about arachnid too, and Bryce is like, well, shit, why haven't we tried to take advantage of all of this chaos in the Decepticon ranks? And Fowler just says, like, well, it's not as clean as that. A lot of them are still loyal, and even though Optimus maintains that he has hope for some of them, and specifically here they focus on Dreadwing being like an honorable guy and being like, maybe you could turn him. But yeah, over all of this, Bryce is like, well, you've said a lot of stuff, and I can confirm none of it until you show me proof that Optimus Prime is alive. So
I have a question. I mean, the answer to this is because there wouldn't have been an episode otherwise. But why didn't Fowler just call Optimus from the get-go?
Was he just hanging
out? And also,
out?
what was... I mean, I assume he just, like, space-bridged in, I guess.
Yeah, he just ground bridges in. Or he was just hanging out on the base in truck form.
But, like, was he just there the entire time? And
I guess.
Because you don't hear the ground bridge, but you do hear him walk up.
I assume he was just hanging out. We also kind of skip over, as I talked about earlier, revelations about Mech and Sylas, aka Leland Bishop.
Incredibly embarrassing name.
Tied to a project with involving a kill sat called Project Damocles, disgraced, kicked out of Special Forces, remade Mech, with possibly currently enlisted soldiers working under him as his masked goons, which I think, like, both of them kind of go like, well, we should probably look into that. But yeah, he basically just tells Optimus to come to the window and say hello. And I really like Optimus walks up and is like, hello, General Bryce. As you can see, I am fine. How are you?
And Bryce is like, well...
Good. I guess I'm fine.
Different than I was. Don't know if it's good or bad, but different than I was 5 minutes ago.
And also, we have a guy like filming this whole thing with a camera, and he falls on his ass when Optimus is revealed, which I thought was pretty funny. And so yeah, they basically clear everything up. Team Prime retains funding.
Common Prime response to seeing Optimus for the first time.
That's right.
I feel you.
And so yeah, it's all good. We've cleared all this up. No problems from the brass for Team Prime here. And like I said, we showed a whole lot of clips of past stuff.
You know, as clip shows go, it's fine. Like, I think there was enough of the overarching narrative to be interesting. And, like, I like the new stuff they added in for the narrative.
Yeah. I think it's a fun little setup for a clip show. And I think that carries on to the next one we'll talk about much later, which I think is another, like, very fun setup for a clip show in terms of, like, what's actually going on. Interestingly, both of them are basically interrogations, kind of. When you think about it. Anyway, that's Grill. Not a lot to talk about. It's a clip show. But we do have
You've
some
seen
questions.
it before.
We do have some questions.
Yes. Our first one comes from Scrapple Roan. What, in your opinion, is the best Nemesis Prime origin? Got any good boss stories you feel comfortable sharing?
There are two questions, I suppose.
Yes.
Nemesis Prime is a weird one, right? Because there's been a few appearances of Nemesis Prime, or someone who's basically Nemesis Prime, and all of them had taken pretty different, like, ways to that of an evil Optimus. I feel like if we discount Prime Problem and Dark Awakening from, like, the original G1, which are both of the ones with, like, the evil Optimus clones, the first one I can confidently say is Nemesis Prime is Scourge from Rid 2001, who has the color, he's got all the stuff, and he's a Autobot protoform who was reprogrammed to be evil by the Predacons and formed the Decepticons. Then you have the Armada version, which is my personal favorite, which is a, like, Unicron-controlled puppet created from the, like... If I remember correctly, what happened is that Unicron looked down and tried to see who was the most feared and respected being currently on that planet, which is why it took the form of Optimus. And I also just think that version of Nemesis Prime looks the coolest. Then we have this one, which I also really like, being a, like, human-controlled drone meant to discredit the Autobots. And then we have the one from the Netflix trilogy, which we won't talk about.
The what?
It's stupid. Yeah, exactly. And The Last Night, which is also stupid if we won't talk about it.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about last night.
Yeah, he calls us Nemesis Prime for like 2 minutes, and then he gets beat up and goes, "Oh, fuck. Why was I evil? I'm sorry, Bumblebee." Who cares? And then it's revealed that Mark Wahlberg is the descendant of King Arthur or something. I don't know. And then Anthony Hopkins gets blown up. Something like that. Anyway, my personal favorite take is the Armada version. What about you?
I mean, honestly, like, I don't have that strong opinions about Nemesis Prime as a concept or character in any continuity. It's probably IDW just because that's the one I know best.
Oh, I forgot about Nova Prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one who's a different guy than Optimus.
Right.
Not meant to be an evil Optimus, just a different guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Nova's the only one I can, like, think of, like, that I could actually put, like, character to.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah.
Look, what's important is that they sold a lot of black repaints of Optimus Prime, and that's really all that matters. All those beautiful toys.
Got any good boss stories you feel comfortable sharing?
Nothing interesting. I've never had, like, bad bosses. Mostly just boring
Oh,
bosses.
God, I wish that were me.
Yeah, it sounds like you have maybe something you'd like to share.
I mean, my boss at Penguin Random House was just genuinely an evil, bad person. Here's a funny story about her. She got forced into retirement. Ha ha!
Like a JoJo villain.
I found that out from my other friend who works in publishing, who sent me the Publisher's Weekly article about it.
Damn, when you're enough of an asshole that people tell you need to retire.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, my understanding is that, like, Knopf was downsizing.
Uh-huh.
But, like, and so, like, she was not the only one who was forced into retirement, to be clear, at this time. But she was a senior vice president.
That's...
And so that's still very funny.
Yeah, normally not targets for downsizing.
Yeah. She was a senior vice president. I mean, they gave her, I think, a very generous severance package, as you would expect. But here's what I do know, because more funny stories about this boss. I did her taxes.
Oh.
So I knew exactly how much she made because I had her W-2s, and it was 11 times my pay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, she was making a lot of money, is what I will say. And I'm sure they gave her a very nice severance package, but I'm sure it's less than she would be making if she were still working there and wasn't forced into retirement.
Yeah. And more importantly, for a lot of those people, she doesn't have anybody to boss around and lord over probably, unless she has, I don't know, a kid.
Oh, no. She's an unmarried lesbian.
You can join an HOA. Terrorize the neighborhood by forcing
She
people
has...
to remove statues from their front lawn.
She has an apartment in Flatiron. Which I also know because I would miss the messenger sometimes that she would use to send things home, and I would have to go down personally on the subway to give it to her doorman.
Damn. So no recourse. Can't even join an HOA. That's brutal.
Anyway. Publishing The Devil Wears Prada is real, kids. Don't get into media. Don't do it. You don't think publishing and magazines are the same as film and television? You are incorrect. It is the exact same personalities working these jobs. Do not get a job in media. I beg
Oh my god.
you.
I just forgot. I forgot about the most important thing that this episode answers about Grill. Sorry, I have to backtrack. I forgot about this. It's really funny. Bryce asks about Fowler's fucking jet. And he's like, why don't you wear a flight suit?
Oh, yeah.
And Fowler goes, oh, Ratchet fixed my shit up to be, specially pressurized so I don't need it, and also to make it a VTOL. So he's got, a tricked out jet.
Yeah. And also, his flight suit doesn't squeeze his balls. So it's great.
That's right.
Cliff the Dead Jumper chat asks, what do you think Bumblebee said to Nemesis Prime? I think he said, bitch says what?
Yeah. You're not my real dad.
Jesus. The Decepticon Serving Division asks, what is Transformers' obsession with making evil dark repaints of Optimus?
Money. You know what's cool at Optimus Prime? What if he was painted in dark colors and had red eyes and was evil?
You know what costs no more money to make than Optimus Prime? The same model, but with different paint.
Yeah, just repaint that shit. No retooling. Just put it out there and say, hey, it's Nemesis Prime. It's like how every time they make a Seeker mold, they're rubbing their hands together, all right, here come 20 fucking guys with minimal changes. We got Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, and now we have the Rainmakers and all these other guys that we could just put in there.
That aren't Rainmakers, but are also Storm something.
And the Optimus molds are the same thing, where it's a number one in Nemesis Prime. We got an Optimus mold, we're making a Nemesis Prime version of it. It's all right, let's chop. Let's pump those out. Get the black plastic and red windows and teal highlights rolling. We got money to make.
How would you make a Nemesis Prime thematically interesting?
I don't know. I think... Well, Siege, or the Netflix trilogy tried, I think.
It's really impossible to tell with that one.
Yeah, I think it tried to do something, but one, it had no time to do anything with that, and two, it didn't work.
Oh yeah.
I think the most thematically interesting one is Nova.
Yes, Nova's the most character.
Yeah,
of
because
any of them.
Ultimately, all these other ones are dark mirrors of Optimus in one way or another. Scourge, the Armada Nemesis Prime, this one even. Nova Prime is also a dark mirror to Optimus in a different way. He represents the sins of the past. He represents the spirit of expansion and conquest that the imperialism that mars Cybertron's past. It's a dark mirror in a much more interesting and less direct way of Optimus being forced to confront the legacy of the Primes as it is, rather than as like this sort of golden age myth that it has become, right?
Yeah. So I have two answers to this. My first answer is not actually about Nemesis Prime, but rather about Motormaster, which is
another sort of evil Optimus.
Exactly. But I read one fic where it was really like explicit that like Megatron created Motormaster to be like a substitute Optimus for him, and it gave like Motormaster this huge complex.
Oh shit.
About it. And I think it's like really interesting from the perspective of there are so many series, Prime included, where Megatron and Optimus have this like mutually obsessive relationship with one another. Mm-hmm. And I think there is something really interesting and compelling about knowing you were created to be a substitute for that obsession. And you cannot ever live up to that.
Yeah.
So that's one of it. And then just like the other way is not to be a Trekkie, but if we're talking about like I think what could be an interesting Nemesis origin story, there is a season 1 episode of the original series called The Enemy Within, where a transporter incident causes Kirk to split into two. Mm-hmm. A good version and like a evil version, but like the message at the end of the day is that like Kirk needs both of these sides with him, because the good version is like sort of this simpering coward and unable to act at all, and like the evil version is obviously like aggressive. He sexually assaults one of the crew members, like very, very bad stuff. But like I think that could be an interesting origin where it actually literally is part of Optimus.
Yeah, I was thinking about a version of Nemesis Prime that represents like an Optimus so committed to his mission that he loses out on like the restraint and compassion that often defines Optimus. Or
even like for me, again, like in this episode, it's not that Kirk is so wholly devoted. It's that like these are things that he suppresses about himself because he makes the conscious decision every day to like be good. But
that version of Nemesis Prime is just Bayverse Optimus.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, but like, wouldn't it be? But here's the thing: like, wouldn't it be interesting if that version of Optimus was portrayed as like the bad parts of him?
Yeah, if like
as opposed to like the hero.
Yeah, I think that would be great if like there were if a version of Optimus had this fucking bloodthirsty vengeance in him that he had to just like tamp down, or else he would start collecting people's heads.
And to me, the compelling part of that is having to face the fact that that's part of you.
Yeah.
And accept it. And know that that's part of you, and like move on from that, and like even with the acknowledgement. So that's how I would do it.
Absolutely.
Chet asks, how can we possibly tell which Prime is a real Prime? Perhaps with a race and a target shooting competition?
God damn it.
That's a good idea.
I would just wish that we had Starscream acting as Optimus in this version too.
Oh god, can you imagine that twink trying to be like Minimus Ambus?
Oh god, yeah, he'd
put
be
it on
like
the Ultra Magnus armor. Oh man.
He wouldn't be able to stop from saying something bitchy to someone, and that's when people would begin to suspect, like, why did Optimus make that like rude comment? Wait a minute.
He would say something bitchy about himself. He'd look down and be like, oh god, my ass is huge. Guys asked, seeing as he was responsible for the last Nightmare Zombie version Optimus, how wild do you think Sideways would be in Prime?
I mean, he would be wild anywhere. I love that motherfucker.
He's great. I love Sideways. I think it'd be really fun. I mean, Arachnid kind of fills his role a little bit in Prime as like a loose agent. But I do think it'd be fun to have another motorcycle.
Yeah, evil motorcycle. I also just love the aspect of Armada Sideways about like stoking conflict and giving people horrible weapons. Like, you know, his whole thing about like
throwing a golden apple.
Yeah, basically like, giving Thrust the schematics to the Hydra cannon and being like, here you go. This'll win the war and we'll have no other consequences.
Schematics.
Yeah, oopsies. Oh no, did I drop the nuclear codes all over the floor? Aw, beans. I gotta go, sorry. Yeah, I miss that. Like, I want more tricksters in these shows. Like, Arachnid is like a loose cannon, but she's so self-serving. She has very little, like, stake in the war. She only really cares about herself getting ahead and also killing RC in the most, like, Yuri-ful manner she can come up with.
Yeah, in the most lesbian homoerotic.
Which Fowler even mentions in this in Grill. He's like, yeah, those two have a history.
It's weird. I feel like I'm watching foreplay every time they fight. I don't like it.
General,
and I do not consent to it.
They've got some weird shit going on, and I'm not sure the kids should be listeing to what's going on between there. I feel like I should cut the comms off sometimes. It's
also,
crazy.
She has like this like hypnotism kink going on. I'm not into it.
So yeah, like Arachnid and to a certain degree Starscream and Prime kind of fills that role, but I miss the like devil on your shoulder. Like, oh, I love that kind of character in a show like this.
The evil Vizier.
Yes, we need a scheming Vizier who's more than just out for himself, who's serving like, you know, like fucking. We need a fucking worm tongue. Yeah,
exactly.
Get in here.
Dead Name Stealing Faye asks, is Mech just the evil gamer version of Mask?
The fuck, they kind of are. What is Mask? Oh god, Mask. That's like, I don't know why I just Googled Mask expecting any, like,
without any modifiers.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta put the fucking periods in there. Mask is such a funny franchise to me. Because it's like, it's Transformers without the robot part, basically.
I guess.
Because they're like rescue guys who drive vehicles that transform into robots and other stuff, and it's like it kind of flopped because it ran at the same time as, you know, Transformers, and they put it in like the IDW Hasbro universe stuff, but it was never really like a thing. I just said, yeah, Mobile Armored Strike Command with a K, like we're in fucking Mortal Kombat. Because I guess if you didn't have the K, then it would just be an acronym for Mask, like MASC.
Yeah, that's the that's the gay version.
Yeah.
It's actually Mask for a Mask, but both with K's.
Sorry. One of the I really love one of these synopses on this YouTube or on this Wikipedia page for Mardi Gras Mystery, episode 21 of the Mask cartoon. The Mask team enjoys Mardi Gras, but finds Venom, all caps. They're trying to steal the formula to a super fuel.
Okay, so here's the thing about Mask. Like, it kind of does just feel like a Hasbro knockoff across the board, because it's like, yeah,
By
okay.
Hasbro.
What?
Oh no, it wasn't Hasbro. This was Kenner. It got bought by Hasbro, which is why it's in the IDW cartoon or in the IDW.
Oh
comics.
yeah, no, this was not Hasbro when it first came out.
No, it didn't. It wasn't.
And but it very much feels like across the board Hasbro knockoff, because it's like, yeah, okay, you got the robot, like the enemy organization's called Venom. It's like, all right, G.I. Joe ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, which stands for
Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem. What's wrong with you?
That is the most every villain is Lemon's ass acronym I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that this is a bought property off of Kenner.
Yeah,
here.
no, this was not Hasbro.
One of these episodes is just about Venom robbing a casino.
Here's the thing. Hasbro was high off their asses in the 80s, as we know, but, like,
Yeah.
even they wouldn't cannibalize their own shit like this.
That's true. They were smarter than that for the most part.
Yeah. Well, your budget has been cut for this episode. To fill in time, can you give us a recap of who you are and all the different guests and subjects you've come across throughout the series? No.
You watched the damn episode. I'm not gonna. We already made reference to some of our past seasons. We talked about Armada. We talked about Energon. We talked about the regrettable Netflix trilogy.
I talked about Arachnid's fetish stuff.
Yeah, we've already made plenty of callbacks.
Also, might be a good time to re-listen to us from the beginning. Got
That's
nothing
right.
else to do.
Matt Tracker. Oh, Matt Tracker. Sorry, I'm still Matt.
Hayvine asks, how did you like Sylas's sweet streaming setup? I told you, it's
sick.
terrible for lumbar support. It looks good, but it's
I really-
bad on the body.
I really struggle to understand how he controlled Nemesis Prime using only a joystick and what appeared to be a
It's
lever.
rock'em sock'em robots. I told you.
He can do a lot with just those. He can shoot the guns. He can transform. He can do all sorts of shit. That's crazy. Technology is amazing.
Listen, how different is it really from like what are they called? The fighting game button boards.
Oh, fight sticks?
Yeah, how different is it from a fight stick? Let's be real.
He should be controlling Nemesis Prime with a fucking fight stick.
He should be
you gotta
controlling
do
Nemesis Prime with a custom Simpsons fight stick.
You could do a Hadouken to make him shoot Optimus. Sorry, I'm closing this. This mask show seems even more preposterous than Transformers somehow. I read something about
because
Venom
it's like a
using-
Transformers knockoff.
I read something about the evil guys using an organism to eat the ink off of money at the behest of an evil finance minister.
Mask tries to stop Venom, who goes to Iceland in search of a legendary golden fleet.
I'll give it this. It seems real globetrotting. They're going all over the damn place, and I'm sure meeting all kinds of interesting national stereotypes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Sorry, one of them is named Ollie Bombay,
Oh!
and he is from India.
Oh.
Mask member Ali Bombay returns to his homelands in India, but finds that Venom is using villagers as slaves to mine a valuable meteorite.
Somehow I can already picture it in my head. I don't know why that is. Oh, boy. The 80s. The 1980s.
Sorry. Venom abducts a cobra whose hood shows them the way through a maze that leads to treasure in the Himalayas.
What is that? What? At least Cobra got up to normal terrorism stuff. They blew stuff up and took hostages. What the hell are these guys up to?
They're also up to Cobra, just a literal one that leads them through a maze
Cobra.
that leads to treasure in the Himalayas. I don't understand what's not clicking.
Okay, this is not G.I. Joe shit. This is like young Indiana Jones shit at this point.
Mask member Calhoun Burns accidentally shrinks a priceless statue Venom is trying to steal. A curious bird makes off with the statue.
Oh, god damn it. What? The bird? Alright, stay tuned. Stay tuned for our fucking Patreon side series, Mask for Mask.
Yeah, honestly, when we finish the Japanese series, this might be something to do.
Just watch Mask. Alright, put it up. Put it on the list.
Mask member Julio Lopez goes to New Zealand to help a local tribe preserve their land. Okay. Second sentence. There he discovers a venom plot to steal pearls from giant clams that live in the ocean.
Seems entirely unrelated. What are they? I have to respect Venom's hustle. They're up to everything. Fraud, enslavement, like financial crises. They've got their fingers in every pie imaginable. They're busy. Holy shit!
Venom Agent Slyrax poses as the ghost of
sorry, I
Julius
read that one.
Caesar to scare off a team of archaeologists who have uncovered Caesar's sword of victory.
It's just a sword. What does it do? It's just a sword.
Sorry, this is actually legitimately one of the funniest things I've seen in maybe months. Okay, last question. Do you remember the first time you realized the clip show was an actually new episode of something?
Oh man.
So I've two answers to this. The first answer is the first clip show I ever saw was almost definitely episode 89 of the 90s Sailor Moon series. Which is the last episode of Sailor Moon R, and was a clip show to catch people up on the end of that arc before going into like the final part of the series.
Right.
I don't remember if it like registered for me as a clip show back then, because I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, you don't really like...
Yes.
What's the first time you remember being mad that it's a clip show?
Yes, so the second answer to this, the first time I remember being mad, is episode 26 of Naruto.
Fuck. That's so early for a clip show, by the way.
It's so early. It's the tuning exams.
Like, that's not even like that's a full normal season of television.
Yeah,
and, like,
no,
it's anime pacing.
It's literally, and it's like, it's such a bad clip show too, because it's like Konomaru like hosting it, and it's like, here's what happened in the tuning exams. It's like, yeah, I know, it just happened. Like, it's episode 26. This is Naruto. This shit's gonna go on for the next 15 years. What are we doing here?
I'm trying to remember, like, if I ever had the experience of watching an episode not knowing it was a clip show and getting mad. Because, like, I remember watching the Simpsons clip show episodes, which were, of course, like, that the bit is that
the 138th spectacular, yes.
Yeah. Like, the bit is that they're making fun of clip shows, so they don't really count.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, I mean, like, Community had a pretty funny clip show episode. Always Sunny has a funny clip show episode, but these are all like purposeful parodies of clip show episodes.
Yeah, I can't really remember having that experience of being like, oh my god, I can't believe this is a fucking clip show.
Yeah, no, I was like halfway through episode 26 when I was like, oh, fuck this.
Wait a minute. I remember all this
because again,
stuff.
like, I think, like, that was one of the first, like, clip shows that I really watched and remember, like, acknowledging as a clip show. And being like, oh, you just wasted 15 minutes of my life. Fuck you.
Maybe it was maybe there's some Yu-Gi-Oh episode that was a clip show that I'm not being able to bring to mind.
So I actually looked this up because I would have remembered it otherwise, but there isn't in Duel Monsters. The first main one is Zehul.
Really?
Apparently. Yes.
That's great because I definitely did not watch. I have not watched Zexel, so
yeah. So because I had the exact same thought as you. I was like, if Yu-Gi-Oh did one, I definitely watched it. I don't remember there being one, but I also don't remember anything about season 4. So, like, if they did one there, I wouldn't have remembered it. But the only like kind of clip show that was in Duel Monsters was in the last episode, which was just a reflection on the entire series and doesn't
basically
really
like
count.
a AMV.
Yeah. Like, doesn't...
There's also the classic no matter what montage from Duel Monsters from the very first season, which has a bunch of clips in it.
But in any case, I looked it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I ever had the experience of being like, dang it, when I realized it's a clip show. I have mostly gone into things knowing that they are clip shows or not caring that they are clip shows and just
actually that's not true. No, you're right. There was one episode in Duel Monsters that was a clip show. Which was episode 144 in Battle City.
Oh, see, like, I think the other thing is that I was pretty bad at, like, keeping up with TV as it was live. I really relied on my dad, like, burning stuff to DVDs and such. That's how I watched a lot of Armada, was him just, like, collecting episodes on DVD after the fact. So, like, that might be why I never had the experience of being like waiting, a whole week for a new episode, and I was like, oh, it's a clip show? That sucks. Because if I was watching it on backlog, I could just skip to the next one and like, oh,
yeah.
it's
so that was actually probably the first time I realized that there was a clip show thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were definitely clip show episodes in Battle City.
Hey, you remember the time we both almost died? That shit's crazy.
Yeah, it was in an episode called Janochi Dies.
Folks, we've been Prime Cuts. You can follow us on Blue Sky, Prime Cuts Pod, Biscuit.social. Find us on the Noise Space Network for all your podcasting needs, wants, desires, and secret fears that you will never live up to the great Autobot leader you've been made in the image of. I'm Mara. You can find me on Blue Sky at Mara Wiven at Biscuit.social.
That it?
Yes.
I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr, Blue Sky, Optimum Prime, my funny robot internet joke. You listen to the other podcast I do, which we've been referencing for the last 10 minutes, called Pot of Greed, which is about Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want to know more about Yu-Gi-Oh! Clip shows. And sometimes I do sci-fi themed drag, which you can find at Maxwell Warp on Instagram. And until next time,
if you're craving more Prime Cuts,
Sorry.
Patreon.com/Prime Cuts to find our aforementioned coverage of the Japanese Transformer shows, continuing on through Headmasters currently. And that's at the $1 level. $5 level. Holy. You get access to Prime Cuts Nautica, which is our quarterly deep dive into obscure topics regarding this franchise's grand history. And at the $10 level, you will remember our Elite Guard and get the shout out at the end of every episode. So thank you, of course, to our Elite Guard, Sabrina Steele, and they call me the Inner Gobbler, the way I be eaten, Cybertronian ass.
Still don't like it.
And until next time, I am going to get into my sweet stream setup and start blowing up helicopters, transform and roll out.
I'm gonna flip my metal wig, transform and roll out.
Peach.